right with you guys, if you can even hear me right now. Hey guys, we'll get my chat going. Sorry about the little delay there. Wow. So in case you can't notice, we just had a massive storm roll through about 20 minutes ago. So it's kind of scrambling to get everything all set up today, but we're good. Scooch my chair in a bit here. Wow. Hey guys, so we'll go through, see who's here so I can say hi to everyone. We got Ben Fort, Joseph Knowlton, Chris D, Gentleman Prospector, James Chris, Prairie in the house. Gold is where you find it is in the house as well. Prospector, Jason E. Miner, welcome guys. We just had, you might hear it once in a while, we just had a wicked thunder shower go rolling through. So it's a little bit late getting everything all set up, but Blistering Barnacles, welcome, pal. Philippe in the house. Doing well now that I got everything set up. It was a big scramble last minute. Everything, I didn't have to, I didn't want to get all my battery and everything soaking wet. So we're good. We scrambled, persevered. Hey, Joe Weiss, welcome. So Prairie, why is YouTube unsubbing people? Just a sec, pal. There we go. So one downfall, if you have a YouTube channel, if you go and you participate in people's lives and they run over and they subscribe to your channel, it shows. But what happens after a day or so, if those people didn't leave a comment or watch like a minute or 2 minutes of your video, YouTube will go behind and they'll scrub them off your subscribers list. So that's a lot of times where people's subscribers go. Yeah, exactly, Bentfork. You have to go in, you have to say something, or at least at the very minimum, watch a minute or two of somebody's videos, participate in their channel, leave a thumbs up, helps as well. It's kind of, I understand why YouTube does it. It's kind of unfortunate. And the reason they do that is because people, there are actually streams on YouTube you can go to where it's sub for sub. You just go in and you say hi in chat. Next thing you know, 100 people jump in and sub to your channel. And YouTube put that in place to get rid of that, because this way, a day later, all those 100 people are gone because they scrubbed them for not actually watching your videos. Ugh. 18 awesome people. Alrighty, that's fantastic. I haven't even done anything yet. Ready for bubbles. Check this out. All Things Country made a Costco trip. Ugh. It is indeed Bubble Time, Wildcat, and welcome. So before we get started, I got good news and bad news. I got a confession to make. These cons are last year's cons. They're not this year's. I did not get out within the last week and a half. The streams have been super busy. So that's there you go, Chris. that's the bad news. So I think GP and Mama Bird. I see you guys. Yeah, GP is right there. Take a guess where these bad boys come from. These are cons from New England. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure if it's Coos Canyon or New Hampshire around Twin Rivers near the Wild Amanuensis, but that's where these guys come from. So the good thing about when I prospect down there is, I mean, I always get gold, and there could be a nugget in here because I found actually my biggest nugget to date is 0.668 grams, and I found that in Coos Canyon. So you never know what could be in here today. I always get something, but it's not going to be. It's probably not going to be the exact same kind of thing that you're used to seeing me getting because it's come from a different area. There is, Chris. There's fantastic gold out there. I mean, since I started doing this, Alaska, I actually I've been saving up cons because I know I'm going to do live streams in the wintertime. And what am I going to do? Because there'll be 6 inches of ice over top of the creek. So I have been saving, and I've kind of got a little system going where it's the oldest cons are at the front of the shed in those buckets. So that's why this is last year's. I do have cons from my area from this year, but I figured out what the hell. GP and Mama are going to New England. What the hell? We'll do some New England cons. All right, GP, you just answered my other question without me having to ask it when you were going. I'm still going to try and make it. It's doubtful, but I'm looking to have my big live stream and nugget giveaway by like Labor Day weekend, if possible, on the Monday. But so what's new with everybody? I mean, I kind of feel like a lot of you guys, I run into you on a daily basis almost on the YouTubes, on people's streams, but yeah, that was kind of sad that Wes and Tom's little thing yesterday. Like, when Wes and Tom and the Hit Beat post a video, I get excited and I run in there to watch it. And it was kind of bummer news right on Wes's birthday too. That kind of sucks. But it's very, very humid here. I was actually in town picking up my son's girlfriend with my son, and watching the thermometer in the truck, and it went from 32 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius in like 6 minutes, and the trees were bent over. I said, "Oh, I'm not having a life, I don't think." And then by the time I got home, it had actually blown over. So we're good. I had the sluice and the battery in the garage. I ran and set them up. Ben Sluicing over here got absolutely poured on, but the hell with him. He's a shifty little bastard anyway, so I don't feel sorry for him one bit. Hey, Creed, how's it going, brother? Great to see you here. So while we're yakking away, I may as well get the sluice going and get some bubbles happening there. Hey? So the sluice is running good. I actually had a few seconds to get it running before we started. So just wait for the bubbles to percolate themselves and we'll be good to go. Steve, welcome, pal. And yes, indeed, welcome, Bubbles. I don't know how many of you were able to catch me live on Grandma Kelly's stream. What an honor it was to be able to just sit down and shoot the breeze with Kelly. What an awesome, awesome lady. Oh, that's terrible, GP. You give my regards to Mama. I was out at the Highland Games Festival. It's going to show up in my next video, but man, I damn near got heat stroke myself. That ain't fun at all. I sat, there's bleachers where you sit and watch the pipe band competition, and there's absolutely zero shade. And it's so popular and packed that if you stand up, you lose your seat. So I sat there for 2.5 hours with the sun just beating down on me, and I went to get up when the competition was over, and my legs were kind of wobbly. So I recovered. I headed straight to the beer tent for some liquid refreshment and chilled out a bit, and I was able to recover. I was tired last night, but too much more of that, I would have been done for. But yeah, very, very sticky, very, very humid. You'll notice. I think I've improved and learned things prospecting over time. My cons have a lot more sand in them than they normally do because, like I said, these are last year's cons from New England. I try a lot better now, especially since I'm live streaming, to get some of the organics and the sands out of it. But it is what it is. We got a breeze going. You guys can see the pinwheel spinning. Kind of a pedestrian looking effort on those bubbles. Let's get those going a bit more. So Chris, a homemade sluice. In the old days, you'll see the cons that I normally do. They're from, I've said it before, but they're from an old gold mine. Back then, they didn't have fancy sluice mats like we have now. So any kind of carpet, go to like Home Depot or your local carpet place. Find miner's moss is best, but find a really rough carpet, and find like a remnant piece that they're throwing out, or they'll sell you for like a couple bucks. And then just get yourself a piece of gutter or a piece of aluminum or electrical channel, and boom, Bob's your uncle. Careless and Aaron coming in together. Welcome, guys. Nice to see you, Careless. I saw Aaron and said hi earlier, but hello, Aaron. Welcome. Yeah, you guys, well, exhausted from digging and probably exhausted from camping. I love camping, but you just don't get the same sleep as you would at home in your own bed, right? I mean, yeah, Chris. I mean, obviously, the better mat you have, the less gold you're gonna lose. I mean, it is what it is, but that's all the old timers use was carpet. All right, the bubbles are looking a little bit more healthy. That's better. But yeah, I've seen people catch gold with those corrugated gutters. They work. I mean, honestly speaking, when I first started, it's only the last few years I've even had a sluice, right? When I first started, it was all hands and pans. And I'd do speed panning into speed pan everything down into a bucket. And then I'd bring it all home, and then I'd take my sweet time out on the deck, chilling out, and, pan my speed ponds out. Yeah, hopefully my water doesn't get too mucky. I left a lot of, I can tell just by looking, I left a lot of sand in these ones, but it should still have gold. Hey, I gave all of you guys a shout out on Grandma Kelly's on Friday. It's so nice to have. I'm sure, like, if you're on Gold is Where You Find It stream, or GP and Mama Bird stream, it is so nice to have people that'll carry the chat for you, so you can do something like this and not have to look at your phone every 10 seconds. Oh yeah, I left a lot more sand in this one. Outdoor Wally. Thank you, brother. Greatly appreciated. Thanks, GP. I didn't know what to expect, and Grandma Kelly made it pretty easy. She's an awesome, awesome lady. Hang around, Wally, and you'll get that bubble beard pup. Yeah, Ben Fork, it's absolutely, it is different. I find I can understand why these vertical live streams are so successful on phones, because I forget where I was watching, I think it was Aaron's stream, and it looks really, really good on a phone. The only thing that really sucks is the 3 lines of chat. North 49, how's it going, pal? Backyard Zoo, welcome. I go by ATC on here. That's what folks know me about. Pulled Joseph's name out of a hat. Hopefully that's a lifetime subscription to Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Vester, welcome, brother. Hello, friend. Yeah, same deal, Bent Fork. I don't know how to at people on a phone either. It's kind of frustrating. If I've really wanted to get a hold of somebody, I've just kind of typed at whoever. I just hope that it went through. It's not as easy as it is on a laptop. Careless will probably be back around at some point. She's an expert at the phone thing. So Backyard Zoo, what we are doing is these are concentrates from the creek that I panned down, and we're looking, they should have gold in them. I'd like to say they will have gold in them, but we'll just say that if they don't, I'm going to be greatly disappointed. So not so purple, nothing yet, but we don't actually really know until the end. We run the cons through the sluice a couple times, and then at the end, we pan out the sluice mats. We pretty much always find something. And so far it's ranged, that something has ranged from 0.13 grams to almost a quarter gram. Have a good one, Alaska. Catch you later, brother. Flashing your pan in the house. Welcome, Ed. We go change that tailings bucket before Ed gives me crap. There we go. Hey, troubled one. I've never NA roasted. NA. Nebraska? Not NB. Sluice crushed ore, but I don't think I've ever sluice crushed ore from there. Crushed ore when you buy it can be hit and miss, but it sure is a lot of fun. Crushing it and all that stuff. Whew. Hey, Wally, welcome back, brother. Backyard zoo, no, I don't. The one that's on my property, I don't allow camping. Well, I mean, my hunt camp group comes and stays at the cabin, but no. That's from, they look more burnt than they are. I got bug spray on. We just had a storm roll through, and the mosquitoes are pretty bad, but yeah, that's from being at the fair yesterday. Philippe, yeah. These are, like I said earlier, these are actually from New England. They're not from my cabin, but I'd say there's a really, really good chance there's good. I mean, I wouldn't be doing them live if I didn't think there was gold in them. We'll put them that way, put it that way. Hey, Kansla, welcome, brother. Yeah, we just got hit by the massive storm about 20 minutes before I came online. I actually scrambled to get everything ready because I didn't want my battery out in that rain. But it poured here. The trees were bent over for about 10-15 minutes. Ugh. Gail, good to see you, Gail. I don't, I try not to watch too much news, so I don't even really know when the hurricane is coming. I just, I'll check the weather more than anything. All right, so I was going to do a draw for a free entry, but Joseph is stepping out, so actually with the rate Joseph's been winning stuff, I should probably do the draw while he's gone, but he's a good lad. We'll wait for him. Ooh, there's a nifty piece of quartz. That's almost see-through. Cool. So what do we hunt? We're white-tailed deer hunters. So it's you know, we do a little bit of deer hunting up the camp and duck hunting as well. I hunt turkey here around home. Oh, I just saw something blue in my cons there. That's weird. It is a bluish grayish rock, nothing fancy. Oh well. But because these are New England cons, to keep my eyes open, it could be turquoise and tourmaline in there. Mm. That is a beaver hunter. Ed was a beaver hunter. I got kicked out of beavers for eating brownies. Wah, wah, wah. Philippe, you legend. Thank you very much, pal. 5 entries for Philippe. You just made the list. So I should tell you guys, most of you already have entries in, so I'm not plugging for anything. We have enough. We have enough to buy the pay dirt bag, which is awesome. So we'll be buying from Gold Nugget Sales. We'll be buying the high grader pay dirt, which is a 3 gram pay dirt that's guaranteed a minimum of 1 gram plus nugget, and it's all 23 karat plus gold. So that's what we'll be giving away, is any nuggets we find in there. And I'm going to make sure, I'll kick in too, make sure there's 3 prizes, whether they're nuggets, silver, gold, anything like that, we'll make sure. And the good thing with Gold Nugget Sales, I don't know how many of you guys actually follow Gold Nugget Sales on the YouTubes. Find my little entry pad there. But Mike from Gold Nugget Sales is giving away 3 massive gold nuggets. Those things are awesome. So anybody that buys from Mike, for every half gram you buy, you get a ticket to win one of those. So because you guys chipped in with your entries and paid for the pay dirt, I'm going to be giving away those tickets with the prizes. So not only could you win a gold nugget from me, but you'll be able to win a gold nugget from Mike as well. John R., welcome, pal. John, you go to Cottonwood? I know you had said you wanted to, but you were working. So Troubled One, the way that works because I was in from purchasing my old pay dirt. I was in on his last one. You get 6 tickets, and it's like, you know, it's almost like buying 50-50 tickets at a wedding, right? You'll get, and yeah, they'll be sequentially numbered, but he has a copy of that as well, and he rips them all up and puts them in that big drum that he showed on his video, and he's going to be picking 3 of those out. I think he said he's got some of his own prizes too. So the way it's going to work, like when I give them out, I'm going to give you what the number is on your ticket, because obviously if you guys win, I'd have to be the one that cashes it in. But I have Mike. You know, I'm kind of familiar with Mike. I've emailed him back and forth. I can have him ship anything direct to your house if I want. So. With a few YouTubers. Awesome, John. Yeah, so there you go, Master. You were the half-gram migrator. You'll get a ticket. It'll show up in the mail with your bag. Hopefully Mike doesn't do what he did to me last time. He actually stapled the tickets to one of my bags, which, I mean, luckily it didn't puncture where it was zip-locked, but it was inside the heat seal, so it's kind of weird. There you go, Gail. I haven't seen that one yet. Bad case of gold fever for sure. So let's pick a number. So everyone gets to pick one number. Pick a number between 1 and 50. One number only, because it's going to go to the closest. If there's 2 closest, we're giving away 5 entries in the stream anyway. I can have 2 people win, that's fine. If you guess 2 numbers, only your first guess counts. So I will write a number down. You guys go ahead and start picking. One number between 1 and 50. Hey, Zaxon, just in time, pal, while you're here. One number between 1 and 50, pal. Mm. 7,452. Okay. So Canada Slaw, i.e. Can Slaw. Not yet. Today's the last day of the games. I wait for them all to clean up and move their butts out of there. And I'll be going back Tuesday. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Probably Tuesday or Wednesday I'll be going back when everybody's gone and I've got the whole place to myself. But that will be my next video. I've already started editing. I've got everything set up. I've got highlights from me at the games yesterday. Just actually have to do the detecting part. Yeah, for sure. It should be some awesome detecting. The village regularly has 1,200 people in it, but during this past weekend, they have 110,000 visitors. And I'm hoping they're clumsy and dropped a bunch of stuff. All right, so the number was 17. Who was closest to 17? Yeah, Vester, YouTube's kind of a pain in the butt with that stuff. I mean, it is what it is. You're welcome anyway, you know. Just happy to have you here. Outdoor Wally with the win. We will get Outdoor Wally in for an entry. So there we go. One for Outdoor Wally. He just made the list. Absolute legend. All right. Do something with these tailings. I really need to get to Canadian Tire and get another one of these 2.5 gallon tailings pails. Either I keep prospecting more cons or the buckets are getting smaller, one or the other. Hey, Antares, welcome. If you got a gift membership that actually wasn't for me, we can't pick who our memberships go to when people give them away. So that would have been from a fine fellow like Outdoor Wally or Mentally Corrupted. Donated some memberships as well. So welcome to membership, and your membership will get you some entries into the Nugget draw. Hey, AAA's in the house. Welcome, brother. So how often should you clean your sluice? Ed had the correct answer, of course. It all depends. And, you know, it varies also with what sluice you're using. And your material, obviously. So these are Gold Hog mats. They can hold an awful lot of cons. So I typically run, these are concentrated buckets, so it's a little more difficult. If I was out on the river, I would put a lot through this sluice before I even bothered to think about cleaning the mats. Because these are concentrates, I typically, you know, on a live stream, I clean them after 2 buckets. So I clean them once at the end, but I think even that is overkill, to be honest with you. We got a snail hanging out on our cons. You give that snail, I'll throw that snail about 3 feet, save him a couple days of travel time. So you'll notice too, Chris, with this matting, this gold hog matting, the top matting is called UR matting. That's what they call a zero flow interruption matting. So it wants that water to not lose momentum as it comes out of the header and down the sluice head, and then it hits this matting here in the middle is talon, the one that you can see all the rocks kind of building up in. It's a very, very aggressive matting. It holds a lot. And then the last two are mother lode, which catches your fine gold. Mother lode's fantastic stuff. People use it in gold cubes and stuff like that for beach mining. So overall, like when they designed this sluice, I didn't actually make the mats for this one. They came with it. That's how Gold Hog designed it. That zero flow interruption, catch the heavier, chunkier stuff first, and then 2 fine gold mats on the end to hopefully catch the rest. So this setup, Chris, so this is Flower Gold Wizard's sluice head, but this setup came with a Gold Hog sluice head, the hose, the pump, the sluice, the legs, and the matting, everything all in, I think was about $200 to $250 US, depending, if you want to run it a little cheaper, just the base sluice. I don't recommend buying the sluice without the leg kit, because they don't sell the leg kit separately, but just the sluice and the leg kit you can get for about 150 bucks. And then afterwards you can add the power head, you can add the batteries about 100 bucks, and the bilge pump kits, you can get them on Amazon. But they will sell it. To be honest, you can actually buy leg kits aftermarket, buy them elsewhere. Just the Gold Hog sluice with the mat, no legs, no leg kit, nothing, is only about 100 bucks. Chasing Miss Charlie, welcome. Feel free. Chasing Miss Charlie is going live tonight as well. Can't remember the exact time. I believe it's 7:30 Eastern, but Miss Charlie, if you want to post that, what time you're going live, feel free. I'll also write it down and mention it at the end of the stream. Yeah, Master, I really want to build a banker as well, actually. No worries, Chris, we'll be here. So 4:45 Pacific time, so I was close. 4:45 Pacific, which is 7:45 Eastern. Hey, Curmudgeon, welcome, Colin, no worries. Great, glad you could make it. Testing the cold smoker. Those things are awesome. Takes a long time, but holy cow, the results are worth it. I will be patiently waiting for my smoked salmon to arrive in the mail. Crazy Bear from Canada in the house. What part of BC, Crazy Bear? Spent some awesome time in BC. I absolutely love it there. Yeah, Chasing Miss Charlie. This is from, I actually had to admit it earlier, but it's either Coos Canyon in Maine or the Wild Amanuensis in New Hampshire. I didn't label them properly. I just know they came back with me from New England last year. They've been sitting around in the shed along with a bunch of other stuff. Georgian, welcome. It's great to see you. Awesome. A lot of awesome community members here in the chat today. And a few new faces, which is always nice. Get a hold of me through email, Troubled One. We can take care of that. I got stickers. Hey, Paul C. Welcome, brother. Never leave the bottom of the bucket behind. Especially when it's been sitting in the shed and bounced around in the back of a truck all the way from here from New England. Mind you, I guess if you're when you dump your bucket into something like this, the gold is the best stuff should technically be on the top. Troubled One in for $5. You just made the list, pal. Thank you. And I hope you're not talking to me directly because I think I'm entered, but I'll double check. I do have from the last couple of days with me going to the Highland Games and a bunch of YouTube videos to catch up on. So if I did miss you, I apologize, but I'll get to it. Absolutely, Chris. Ed is absolutely right. There's no stupid questions. There's not a day that I spend out on the creek or the river where I don't learn something myself. And I've been doing this for about 20 years. And you know, I started at my camp where the boys that I bought the camp off of taught me how to pen. And I took it from there. But all they used to ever do, those guys, was pen. It was just a recreational thing. And half the time when they did it, they probably had a few beverages into them. So, you know, I've learned so much on YouTube, asking questions, watching other people's videos. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Troubled one, you can count on that. AAA fossil video coming this week. Everyone want, subscribe to AAA. He's an awesome dude, good supporter of the community as well. George, yeah, and that is absolutely Bubbles. So a little bit of history. So when I first started doing this a few months ago, we had one stream, and I used to do it actually on a table. And people, I didn't have enough bubbles, and then I went overboard, and people seemed to like it. So it's kind of a running gag that I go overboard on the bubbles ever since. More bubbles, GP getting bossy. Yeah, I was thinking about coming in at one point with the leaf blower and just blowing all these off for the fun of it, but looks like the breeze might take care of that for me. GP, you didn't say it was for Mama Bird. Come on, man. That's for Mama Bird. Bubbles are cheap, especially when you buy them from Costco. All right. No worries, Mama. Anything for my Missouri pals. So, let's do another entry. It's 5 o'clock. One number only, between 1 and 50. Closest wins. We'll give it a couple minutes. Bent fork in with 34.5. B&K Gold. I don't know if I said hi when you came in. Hey, pal. All right, we'll give that another minute and we'll reveal the number. Bad Fork. Thanks, buddy. What a legend. I apologize. I tried and say hi to everyone. But you just made the list. Now I feel bad. All right, so the number was 27. Who was closest to 27? Philippe, you legend. 2 more entries. Thanks, brother. You just made the list is actually an old wrestling gig. Some wrestler did it. Chris Jericho, WWE wrestler. That was his thing. You just made the list. So Chris D and Joseph were both 5 apart, so that's an entry for Chris D and an entry for Joseph. Jamie Joseph. You met and hung with Y2J. He's, I believe he's Canadian. I could be wrong. I'm not a huge wrestling fan by any means, but 30 legends watching right now. Awesome. It's getting warm here. Starting to heat back up after that storm we had. It's like super humid. Georgianne, you absolute legend. Georgianne in for 5 entries. You just made the list. Hobo Rob in the house. Welcome, pal. Yeah, we go for about another hour from now, give or take. So just for transparency, because I said that when I started doing this thing with the entries, because these things can get complicated. Last time I checked on YouTube on my analytics, I'd earned $346 to date. So that's more than enough to buy that pay dirt. As soon as so YouTube should be cutting it off. What are we today? The 4th? I think it's like the 6th. Someone else that's monetized could tell you. And that's when the entries for this nugget are going to get. This pay dirt coming, this nugget draw, are going to cut off. Any money that's left over, the nice part about it is going to carry into the next one. And that way, we won't have as much time in between draws, right? Joseph nicknaming is Sluice the Loser. That's awesome. cow, GP, you absolute legend. 20 for the first 20 people. Holy smokes. All right, so hang on. GP making me do work. But that's easy enough because when I'm done, I upload these things as videos. So when they, it takes about a day for YouTube to catch up and give, I mean, you guys that do lives will know that and put the chat. But I made a note, so whenever that happens tomorrow, I'll go in and I'll just grab the first 20. Thank you very much, DP. Very much appreciated. But by the time it's all said and done, we're probably going to be 75, 100 bucks already towards the next one, which is awesome. Which comment was that, Triple A? On one of your videos? All right, so I'm sitting here yakking away. I'm not going to find any gold that way, so let's get these tailings back in the bucket. We'll do our second run. Less talky, more sluicy, right? How much tailings we have here? There we go. Let's look at those sudsy cons everywhere, man. All right. So the only thing, unfortunately, that's going to be missing for me, anyway, not for you guys, but for me from today's stream, is the adult beverages. Being a single dad and all, I've got my son's girlfriend over for supper, and I've got to drive her back into town. So unfortunately, no adult beverages for ATC until later this evening, where there'll be several. Adulting sucks. Gold Hunter 77 in the house. Welcome, brother. will definitely have a few beverages with you tonight, Miss Charlie. Absolutely. PA Patriot in the house. Welcome, PA. Valhalla in the house. Hope you had a great day as well. Yeah, Pierre was kind of mentioning that earlier. I mean, vertical lives are great for growing your channel because they appear in people's short feeds and stuff. I watched a vertical on a phone a while ago, and it looked fantastic on a phone. Looked way better actually than a horizontal. But I think PA, you watch on a laptop, kind of like me. On a laptop, I much prefer the horizontal ones. But also, it depends a lot what people are doing, right? You know, if you're out digging on a creek, the horizontal ones are much nicer to see. But some clamshell in there, that's weird. Hey, Mary, welcome. Careless is back. Yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. The only thing I don't like about the vertical on the phone, I find the stream itself looks way better on the phone than vertical. But maybe it's, you know, just the fact that I'm no spring chicken. Don't tell anybody. Um, the chat on the phone is a little bit difficult, unless there's a trick to it that I don't know about, of course. I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit. Chatting with you guys so much, we're gonna fall behind. That is cool. It's rough, but I'd have to get this in and clean it. I'll put it aside, but that's actually, I believe, a Petoskey stone. The joys of going through ponds from other areas is you see rocks from other areas. We'll put that aside and polish it up. Thank you, Joseph. Appreciate you, pal. A3 Skywire. You know what, Karis? There's so many entries, I don't know. He could. Let me check ATC's big book of knowledge that only has 5 pages full on it. I'll tell you in a second. Trouble One, you absolute legend. I'm not seeing anything for A3, but I do see Troubled One just threw a couple his way. And 2 for Culver as well. Okay. So you just made the list and you just put 2 other people on the list. Thanks, brother. What the heck is that? They got shiny green stuff. I don't know what that is. Not a gem or anything. That was a squirrel moment right there, wasn't it? What was that? Have a good one, Trouble. I'll make sure I check out that video. Thanks for swinging by. Thanks so much for your entries and your entries for other people. Very much appreciated, Paul. Yeah, Trouble One, hit me up. My email's on, I think your email's on. One of us will hit each other up by email and we can do a sticker swap for sure. I'm losing water, says Joseph. Good eye, buddy. Look at you. Way to look out, brother. I am losing water. And there just happens to be a conveniently placed bucket here just for that problem. Thanks, pal. Appreciate that. We'll throw some more bubbles in there, since you mentioned it, Chris. Fresh water, fresh bubbles. There we go. Should almost have actually changed that tailings bucket while I was up. That was pretty dumb. Probably have to add a bit more water too. Well, not terrible, but as long as I got enough water left to tank. Of course, I can always go around the house and fill it up with the hose. It's no big deal. There we go. Ooh. So, Chris, what we already did, am I losing water again? No, we're good. I'm gonna move that back. Now I'm paranoid. There we go. So yeah, when we started, Chris, this tub was full to the top with cons, and this sluice will take this whole tub twice easily. So we've just been rotating out the. We're on our second run of these cons, and I just keep rotating out the tailings buckets every time they get full. That's all. Gail, Aaron, Gail. Time's just flying on me today. It's almost 5:30. Hey, Mega Dog, don't worry about it, brother. I'm just glad you're here, pal. Yeah, it's super relaxing, Miss Charlie. I love doing this when I'm at my camp or I'm out in New England prospecting. I love bringing my cons home. Just sitting this up with a table, get the campfire going. I'll do this right by the campfire, some nice music, cold beer. Heaven. But yeah, it's almost like one of those therapeutic water fountains. Look at this flat guy hanging up in there and ticking me off. Yeet. ASMR for sure. Gold panning is like that too. I find that so super relaxing. You know what, the hell with it. I'm going to be lazy and I'm just going to back my sluice up a bit. See if we can cram some more tailings into this bucket rather than having to change the tailings bucket all out. I'll just get them out of the pool later. And all the bubbles evaporate, so sometime next week. All right. Hobo Rob, that's hilarious. Living life on the edge. All right, so we are past 5:30. Do another entry giveaway. Any number between 1 and 50. Go ahead. One number only, please. Jason E. Miner's back. Good to see you again, pal. Too smoky to see the keys. Everybody got planned for supper tonight. We're doing, like I said, my son's girlfriend's here. Hey, those bubbles are getting pretty impressive. Dawn for the win. Look at that. A good gust here, and it's mayhem. We're going for ribs here tonight. Tim Springsteen in the house. I don't think I said hi to you earlier, Tim. Welcome. Spaghetti. Nothing wrong with a good spaghetti. Ooh, gentlemen, that sounds good. I had New York strips the other night with twice bakes. It was fantastic. Big ziti. I haven't had that in ages. That's really good, but you got to be really heavy with the cheese. So I see a couple people strolled in. So again, pick a number, 1 through 50. One number only. We'll give it another minute. Lots of cheese. That's the way to go, Georgianne. Gravy and biscuits. Man, you guys are on fire today. Doesn't matter, Tim, if we duplicate numbers, I give away 2 entries. Pretty easy. Jason saying hi to the ladies. I see that. All right. So the number today, this number was 44. 44. Who had or was closest to 44? Chasing Miss Charlie with 44. Awesome, Chasing Miss Charlie. You just made the list. CMC with an entry. Yeah, it's almost gold time. My pinwheel, I think, is lost. Yeah, my pinwheel's completely lost. All right. Get these cons finished. So I can get to some panning. There we go. All right. Tim, so next week's video, this week coming, is my big annual metal detecting score where I metal detect the Highland Games Fairgrounds. I always come up with something pretty cool, and it always pays my gas money, we'll put it that way. So that'll be this week's video coming. Yeah, Joseph, I know they're overflowing. We're almost done the second run, so I'll just pull them out of the pool later. Not a big deal. I really do need to get a couple more of those little tailings buckets. When you're at the river, it's no big deal because I typically only sluice everything once at the river, but lately I've been bringing home more cons I'm processing more cons on my lives than these bubbles are freaking impressive. My OCD in that, you are right though, now you mention it, my OCD in that tailings bucket. Let's get that emptied out. Here's what we'll do. I'm being honest with you, I was trying to conserve water because I want to make sure I got enough water for panning. Don't have to put you guys on hold while I go fill another bucket with the hose. go. Yeah, the bubbles are a bit crazy. There might be something to this Dawn stuff, but it's taking over. I don't know, Outdoor Wally's still here. Might be bubble beard time. So Tim, these are concentrates. So every week when I do this, so far all of the concentrates have been from my camp. This week's is actually from New England, and again I apologize. Not 100% sure if it's Coos Canyon or Twin River, New Hampshire area, but I speed pan them at the river. So every one bucket contains between 35 and 40 gold pans of material. I pan it right down to maybe an eighth of a pan or so, eighth of a pan, quarter of a pan. Dump it in the bucket, and then I bring those buckets home. I actually, where my camp is, I can't access the tailings piles. They're not on my property. And it's one of those, I've mentioned this on an earlier stream, but very few people know there's any gold there. And I don't want to ask permission to go on my neighbor's property, even though we're on good terms, because if I tell him why, or if he sees me walking around with a gold pan and a sluice, it's a good way to end your lucky spot, so to speak. Yeah, Curly Bill and his suspenders. That was something else. Let me tell you what. All right, so let's see if I can give Wally his Santa beard, as if my naturally gray and white beard isn't enough for people. Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna grab some. Wally's time to shine. There's a pinwheel under here somewhere. There's the pinwheel. This is almost as fun as it looks. All right, so. How am I supposed to make that stick? There we go. Never say ATC's not a man of his word, let me tell you what. Now I'm inhaling Dawn. Now I genuinely look like a prospector of some sort. That's kind of cool. Just for you, Wally. Appreciate you, pal. All right. So while I'm sitting here tasting bubbles, let's do one more entry. I think we got 2 more to give away. One number between 1 and 50. One number only, and closest wins. Go ahead, guys. Then we can actually look and see if we got any gold. I'm picturing myself showing up in people's shorts feed, and then I'm scrolling by this shit. Beard malfunction. Well, I mean, it's only going to stay on for so long, right? It's actually sticking to this stubble of my regular beard. You go for it, Careless. No such thing as bad publicity, right? All right, so this time, I'm not going to forget to put a little bit of bubbles in my tub so my panning water has some surfactant in it. That is a crazy amount of bubbles. See Yoslo in there. Yoslo is my youngest boy. Everyone say hi to Yoslo. That's my youngest boy, Emmett. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Emmett is 14 now. No, that's Emmett, youngest. All right. So the lucky number was 9. With the wind coming up and knocking the bubbles around. So who was closest to 9? Hey, Medley, welcome, buddy. Yeah, we went a little. We made a Costco trip this week, so we had plenty of bubbles, and this Dawn is some pretty powerful stuff. Yeah, I kind of like it. Careless with 8. Congratulations, Careless. You just made the list again. Awesome. We'll give away one more entry before we're done, but I better get to pan and gold. We're getting late. All right, let me get this sluice mat cleaned out really quick. Normally I show you guys a sluice mat, but got some pyrite and stuff in it, the usual. We are running a little behind, and I got to cook supper for get on cooking those ribs. Geez, a lot of that sand got underneath that mat. I'm not liking that at all. This guy, we can yeet that one. All right, that mat is nice and clean. It's going to make for a little bit more panning. I'll just get that into a gold pan, and then we'll get the sluice running again. I could turn the sluice back on to do this, but it's going to just flood the gold pan, and I don't want to flood any of the... Mind you, I shouldn't be too worried about my gold floating with the amount of bubbles we've got going in this thing today, but... There we go. That's good enough. We'll just touch that down so it's clean, so I can put my sluice mat back in. There we go. Ah. That's the most insane bubbles yet, let me tell you what. You don't want to see me 6'1", 225 pounds at belly. Well, maybe you do want to see that. Ugh. We need a good gust of wind to clear us out a little bit here. It's kind of crazy. What did Flash want to see? I missed it. Oh, the belly flop thing, yeah. There we go. Get some pyrite in there. Oh, everything is sudsy right now. Yeah, so Chris, we find out, is expecting a baby boy. Any names in mind, Chris? Colton, that's a good name. I like it. I like that a lot, actually, Colton. Pierre Cletus Earl for Careless. Just get her down into my finishing pan. Now's the time for the rubber to meet the road, I hope. Welcome back, Mary. As I pour water into my pants. Nice. What the hell is this ATC guy up to? One minute he's got a bubble beard on, the next minute he's pouring water into his crotch. You get some of these bigger rocks in it. Every week I say I'm going to bring my classifier out here, and every week I forget my classifier. Even just running this through just a 10 mesh would be helpful. Well, I don't think we have any nuggets, which is fine. And that's a nice thing about doing the New England dirt, because there's always that possibility. So that's exciting, but not this pit, not this pail. When I do my cons from camp, I pretty much know there's not going to be any nuggets in it, because it's stuff that the trommel missed. So I am seeing gold at least. Ooh, a nice line of gold. But it's stuff the trommel missed. So if it was a nugget, the trommel wouldn't have missed it. So there's New England black sands. I will say that it's more than I normally get from my area. I'm fortunate for today, but unfortunate in general. A lot chunkier. My area, the gold from my area is always flat. So I don't know if there's more pieces, but the pieces I have here are much chunkier than normal, with some flat plates in it. And there's probably going to be some that I missed that I let go down because I'm trying to speed this up for you guys. Got one piece that's not quite, well, I picked it up, but it's not really a picker, it's a sticker. Nice. We'll try and get this respectably clean for you guys. All right, so we will bring you guys in for a, come on you, bring you guys in for a zoom in on that. You should be able to see it, at least some of it from there. That's a nice take for the day, for sure. Hey, Paul K, welcome, pal. kind of make that out in the pen on my crappy Amazon tablet. So 10 after 6. Let's go ahead. We'll do our final entry for the day. Then I'll get you guys zoomed in on the gold. We can shoot the breeze for a few minutes and call her a stream. So pick a number 1 through 50. One number only. One number, 1 through 50, one number only. Closest or two closest or whatever wins. Sluice and chili, I like that idea. Turned out to be quite a nice night, actually. Nice evening. I like chili. Good winter fare. It's been super hot, Tim. It was 91 degrees yesterday, but we had a big thunderstorm roll through earlier and cooled everything down. All right, so the lucky number for the final one is 9. Or no, sorry, we did 9 earlier. My bad, I had it backwards. 11. 11 is the lucky number. So who was closest to 11? Ben's here. Ben's just hiding out. Paul K with 11. Oh boy, Paul. So Paul gets our last entry for the day. Awesome, pal. All right, so let's give you guys a good look at that gold. Then we can shoot the breeze for a little bit and we'll call her a stream. Nice shiny New England gold. Spread out nice and thin so it makes it look like there's more of it. Because that's how we roll here. There's your shiny on the day. No nuggets or pickers, unfortunately, which is what I was hoping for, but I'll take that any day. It's not, it's a good haul. It's way less than you guys think. Let me ballpark it. I'm usually pretty good at that. So that's about 8 hours in New England to make a pail. It's more than I get here, typically. I say maybe a quarter gram. That would be my guess, right around a quarter gram. I don't think anyone's on next, Careless. I know Chasing Miss Charlie's coming up at 7:45. Oh, my dryer's in the house, Gail. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate you, pal. Careless, thanks for swinging by. I'll probably talk to you later, or we'll be on someone's stream together, or what have you. Wally, I hope you were satisfied with your bubble beard, my friend. Thanks for swinging by, Mega Dog. Very much appreciate it, pal. Yeah, I will check out your community tab, Careless, and see my bubble beard picture. GP, as always, thanks for swinging by. Mama Bird, if you're, I know you've been in and out, not feeling well, please feel better. That was a whole day in New England getting panning out speed cons. There may actually be a couple of sluice mat dumps in there as well, because when I'm in New England, I'll run my sluice in the stream while I speed pan, and I'll do both, right? Chris, like I said, man, just throw it out, throw a video out there if you want. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so that was a good day. A great time hanging with all of you. An ungodly amount of crazy bubbles. What can I say? Dawn for the win, right? All right, guys. So I really appreciate all of you coming out again. Big nugget draw coming. I'll get that pay dirt ordered up as soon as YouTube cuts me a check, which it should be any day now. I think they're done the 6th or 7th. They cut everything off. We'll order that in. I can't wait for that big. We're aiming for a big bash on Labor Day weekend, so probably maybe like the Labor Day Monday. We'll be set up a lot differently. We won't have the sluice and these bubbles anyway. Probably have the table and the pay dirt, and we'll have lots of pay dirt to go through. Be a good time. We'll have the giveaway set up. I've already got a list going with everybody's entries. Should be a great time. Really looking forward to it. Anyway, guys, cheers. And we will catch you on Chasing Miss Charlie's tonight or wherever I see you guys next. Have a good one.